point of today's video is to open up this hole from the inside of the E39 to the trunk area. Now some E39s come like this from the factory with, I think it's called the cold weather package, and it's for skis. It'll open up, it'll have a ski bag that'll come into the interior of the car so you can put the skis in through the trunk, it won't get the inside of a car wet, and you can haul them to and from the slope. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna trace out this area right here, remove the whole seat, get a nice clean cut, and then we're gonna give it some edging out of rubber just so it makes it look a little bit cleaner, a little bit more factory. Not quite sure what we're gonna do with the trunk liner on the inside. I don't really want to have it exposed all the time, so we'll see what I come up with. So to remove the bottom of the back seat, you're just gonna pull on the front of it and lift straight up. There's a clip on this side and on the driver's side. And then it just should slide forward. Have your two center seat belts slide out. Next, you're going to remove a small bolt on either side. And you're going to have to slide your seat belts around the seat as we remove it. Now we have both of those 10mm bolts removed. We're going to remove the center headrest, lift the seat up, and then slide it out. And look how much room we have. So you can see the outline right here that I did in the silver Sharpie. You see where we'll be cutting. Now's the perfect time to wipe all this down, vacuum it out. Make sure any loose change or anything that's found its way down here is gone. It's also a great time to detail your seats while they're out. You can get to everything. I would love to use a cutoff wheel to make this cut because it helped me make a nice straight cut. Everything would look nice and square. Problem is, it's going to throw sparks everywhere, and I don't want sparks in the car, and I don't want sparks in the trunk. So what I'm going to do is pull out the trunk liner, and I'm going to use either my jigsaw or my Sawzall. And if you have one, a body saw would also work really well. I got my Sawzall with a short blade on it. It fits perfectly inside this hole that's already there from the factory. So I'm going to start cutting in here, work my way over so I can make a straight cut. And then I'll just make my 4 cuts, make sure all the corners look nice. Actually, I just had an idea. Instead of having square corners, I'm going to go for rounded corners. So I'm going to drill out each corner with a drill bit first. That wasn't so bad. You have to come in, clean these corners up a little bit, clean this cut up here at the top, and then we can put our edging on. So with the trunk liner back in, I've traced an outline all the way around. I'm probably just gonna cut this bottom U and leave this here as a hinge, but I'm still not sure. So I'll get to that later. For now, we're gonna install this little trim liner. It's got some double-sided tape on the inside of it, and it'll just clean this edge up all the way around. Keep us from cutting ourselves going through this piece of metal. It'll just make it look a lot nicer. So before we put this seat back in, you can see you have a hook here, a prong here, and the same on the other side. And that is what's going to be hooking into this clip down here at the bottom of the back. Right back here, got another hook. So that's where we're going to have to slide it under the seat belts all the way across, and we'll be able to put the seat back in. You can see we've got our nice trimming all the way around. So that's going to keep those sharp metal edges down. And we've got our trace wear here. We're not really sure what we're going to do with that yet. But still thinking on it. Got the rear seat installed. We have a nice hole into the trunk. We should be done from the interior of the car. One piece of advice is I cut the hole the exact size as the opening in the seat. The problem now is this center section is not supported by anything, so it can go in when someone sits there. So I'm gonna have to build up some sort of support to hold that out. Very rare that someone sits in that middle seat. I think it's maybe only happened 3 times since I've had the car, but still, I'd rather go ahead and fix that now. So if you're gonna cut this hole, make sure you cut it a little bit smaller than this seat, not quite as wide maybe, or bring it down a little bit. Kind of depends on what you think you'll use it for, but you gotta leave some support for this center cushion. So my solution to support this, pull this down, we'll remove our leather strap. I put the insulation back in, A, to keep sound out, and B, I needed the added cushion to help hold this in the right position. Pull that out. And then I've got a single flat bar of Alumilite, which is what I use to make the splitter on my 350Z race car. Just cut out a 3-inch wide strip that's 11 inches long. It just sits there in between the padding and the metal bulkhead. And then when you push this in, you can push on it and it's not going to go in any further. It'll stay nice and flush with the back seat as it should. So for the hatch into the trunk, I cut a U shape in that little liner there and then creased the top right here so that it'll open just like a little hatch door. And then I've got a BMW riv nut and trim screw in place so that it'll stay shut, it's not going to open. And if I have to take home some 2x4s or a floor lamp or something large or long for whatever reason, the car can now handle it. And you really can't even tell any difference, especially from the interior. The interior looks exactly the same, and the trunk you can barely tell a difference, especially standing back here. You can barely even see the back of the trunk anyway. Super easy project, only took a couple of hours, and it's gonna make the car a lot more practical. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys next week.